Live.
What the fuck is up, everybody? This is the Weed Nerd World. I believe it's 887, but I'm kind of caught off guard on throwing out the numbers, so I'm gonna go
806.1.
806. All right, my bad. I was just throwing out a random number, so he goes on his way home, so I was taking it live. Repeat.
Fucking Zoom knows I'm rolling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Watch the road and shit?
Yeah. So, like, fucking not letting me do anything. It's like, aren't you driving?
That's funny. Alright, now I got Chad up. What's going on, CJ? Pip Jam, Canna Trooper. I see Matt. What's up, man?
Alright, you're the host.
I'm the host. Hostess. 808 Reading Prospects, bro.
How was your day, Mr. Smiley?
Mine was good, dude. My neighbor stopped by today. Her grandson, and they brought a little baby they were watching, so we got to see the little baby. They were so cute. And my neighbor stopped over and handed me some of his shit. Badass.
Nice. I'm fucking all covered in drywall dust. I'm in no way ready for the show.
Oh, you're good, man. Hold it down. Yeah.
The guy asked me, he's like, you want to work later? You want to finish this up? I'm like, if I do, I got to fucking start the show. But yeah. He's like, no, go do your show.
You just got to let me know a little sooner. I'll fucking make arrangements, whatever. It's all good, though. But yeah, man. People in chat will probably know who my neighbor is. Is Green Table Gardens in chat. So he's an organic grower too, and really good gardener, man. His shit's fire as fuck. And the stuff he grew is what we're smoking is Tahitian tree, which is actually from baby seed cones. Who also knows Green Table? Yeah, who also knows Green Table Gardens? So yeah, it's funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Tahitian treat, isn't that like a fucking isn't that like a drink?
Might be. Like I was thinking Tahitian tea, like a tea.
But it seems like I remember like a red punch that was like a Tahitian treat or something like that.
This shit's fire though. It's dank, dude. It's got that nice lingering flavor.
Oh shit! Good thing I didn't get pulled over. I forgot to turn on my taillights. Driving around without taillights tonight.
I will say though, like running out of weed and having to seek it out. I don't know, man. I do move to the side that there is a little bit something different. There's a flavor that's here and it's not in this other shit.
Nice.
It's difficult to explain, but it's like a depth of a fucking flavor. And the other shit gets you stoned. I was stoned. It just, I don't know. Just didn't have that fucking, that dank. Dank is a hard word to describe. Like, what's the definition of dank? It's slang, right? It's been used in so many ways. I don't know. Guess if you know, you know, man. It's got the fucking dank.
The dank, I don't know. That is a hard one to put a good description to. So it's like it's pungent, almost offensive. I would think. I don't know. Loud. Loud's got to be in that description.
mute there, sorry. Yeah, dank to me is that linger in the fucking sinuses. It could be any flavor. I don't know that's necessarily like a certain flavor terp profile type thing, but like it's got that lingering flavor. Like I don't know. Really good weed has that. The really good weed, like when you smoke it, you still taste it after you handed the joint off and shit. Like, you know? To me, that's the dank. That fucking linger. Smack you in the face. When you look at it and you go, ooh, what's this? That's what it's the dank. That's how it goes anyway. You get asked what it is, then you know it's good, right? But if you're handed it to somebody, they're like, "Ooh, what is this one, man? It's fucking tasty."
Let these.
You gotta dust off, dude. You're all like coated over there, man. You weren't kidding. The drywall was hard work. Fuck. Sanding and shit. Shoulders be burning. Those guys that do it on the stilts always amaze me, and they just fucking make it look like it's easy as shit. You know, it's hard as shit. Hold them up. They do like 16-foot boards too, or whatever. It's like, what the fuck, man? There's a technique, definitely. I can't tell if you're paused or if you're, oh, you're just fucking around. Yeah, I can't have no sound on you. It looks like you're talking, but I'm not getting any sound anyway.
All right, you should be able to hear me now.
Yeah.
All right, boys, back up. I'll let you out in a sec. Just got back in there like, fuck you, let me out now, dude. This is one of my work shirts from ever ago when I first opened my company. Like fucking 2000 something right there. Oh, Eagle Eye.
Okay.
There it is. Eagle Eye Home Improvements. That number's still good. That number's been active since like fucking 94 or 95, some shit like that.
Wow. That's crazy. You never changed the number?
No. Which was good because I got all my business from word of mouth. And I would have customers that would call me fucking 10 years down the road. No shit, this is still your number. Hell yeah. Man, that's awesome. Hell yeah, I got some work for you, dude. I'll be like, cool.
That's badass, I guess.
Or
there's people that call you that you don't want to call you, and you're like, oh fuck. Hey, haven't heard from you in a while.
Oh shit! Don't listen to that guy. Still working on getting my stuff all popped out here. Boys, get down! I missed you too.
Yeah, they're probably all wired up.
Oh yeah, they're mauling the shit out of me over here. Yeah, I didn't think it was quite that late. I knew it was getting late, but I didn't think it was that late. Well, showtime late, 9 o'clock late.
Good.
Yeah. What's going on here? Only when my shit's not working. What's up? Big Jar grows. Oh, that's why. Uh-oh.
So what's going on this weekend? All the gems and genetics, but you ain't going. That's right.
Yeah, I wish I was.
I'm trying to bring that. I just forgot. When I was saying it, it was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Word calls.
I think Captain was going to try to be at that one too. I don't know. He sent me a message and it sounds like he's booking all over the place. I don't know if I'll make it there or not. Whatever. It's like a 7-hour ride from where he's at. So,
It's a haul.
yeah. Well, he's already gone a fucking way. But I think he met up with Buddy and then in Cali, and he's kind of making his way up through now. So definitely hope to hook up with him. I like that. The world traveler.
Right on. I'm trying desperately to make it to Cali for Emerald Cup. Hopefully,
Really?
like
All
the
right.
10th to. I'm hoping to go like the 10th or something like that, maybe to like the 17th, like maybe a solid week in Cali. Hopefully.
Badass. When is the Milk Cup again?
May
Fall or
13th.
spring.
May 13th. So
Why was it? Has it always been in May?
yeah, I think so. You give it time for harvest and a little bit of cure, and then the cup. I think that's how.
Yeah.
Long
Wow.
day.
Hmm?
A little bit of a long ass day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a busy one. Shit, we got fucking Olive Garden. They work bought us all lunch and shit.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah. Start that now.
Olive Garden's always good.
Right? Yeah, one of the guys has been there 25 years.
That's
So,
a long
yeah,
fucking long time on a job.
yeah, they had some pictures of him when he like first started and shit. So it's like he's all like mullet and shit. Now he's bald or whatever, but he's all fucking mullet and shit. It's just funny.
Fucking back of my hand is covered in fucking mud. Or it's actually glue, construction fucking adhesive and shit. Some shit I don't miss about work.
Yeah, I'll dry the fuck out of your hair too.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun to get off right there.
Get your tattoo
And pull it all up.
with it. Fucker.
It sounds fucking painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible though, right? Isn't a tattoo only so many layers in the skin or something?
5 layers, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Tattoo
12.
goes through like 2 to 3.
And you got like 12 layers or some shit.
Is it that? I thought it was only like 5 or 7.
Oh, so it's something. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. Definitely talking out my ass. I was just thinking, I don't know. They laser them off somehow, right? Like, what the fuck is that? Man?
Oh yeah, that's just as painful, and you can still see like a faint shadow of it. I don't think I would do it if it were me.
How the fuck is that work though? Like the laser? I don't get that. It's burning it. It's like obviously it's removing that skin somehow, right? Like,
Yeah.
you have like a weird indentation feel of where the tattoo was and shit.
Mhm.
For real. All right.
Yeah, you can see the outline of it, and you can see like not just the faint of it, but you can see like where it was and shit.
Because it's taking that layer of skin off,
You
basically.
know,
That's crazy.
not worth it
Like
for me.
blend it in or something, I guess. Cover ups. Do the cover ups.
Cover ups. I'd rather do a cover up than have it lasered off.
See, all this talk makes me happy. I've never had one. So I've had stick on ones. So there's that.
It counts. It counts. I gotta let these boys out, man. They're literally like just looking at me. If you don't let me out right now, I'm gonna piss all over your
Yeah,
foot.
do your thing. Yeah, I get it. They've been home all day. Pups. Got to take care of the pups. Part of the gig too.
Thursday just fucking flew by. This week flew by in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe it's Thursday already.
You know, work will do that to you, man. Time flies when you're having fun.
This would be like for me. This is like my 10th day straight working consecutively.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, work, show, gym, work, show, gym, work, show, gym. That's my life. That's it. That's all I do right now.
Let's focus.
I guess. All right, I'll be back in just a couple of seconds to let these guys out.
I'll give them some minutes, man. We're good.
Oh, I'm just tying them up.
So
I'll be,
there's nothing.
they can be out there as long as they want. I'm just going to tie them up.
Yeah, it is nice out today.
I'll be right back.
Speaking of that, I hope it's beautiful where everybody else is at. We had a great day. Sun was shining. It's warming up. Spring in the air. So, what's going on with everybody else? Who's all going to make it? Anybody in chat going to make it to Gems and Genetics? I think it's in Muskegon. I think Lucas, I seen, she's probably going to be there. Probably be there. She lives right there. It's our side of the state, man. We got to support the ones on our side of the state. Everything's on the east side. So we got to do that. I'm going to hope they make it. Feeling kind of guilty. It's my mom's birthday, though. So I'm supposed to take her out, but then I don't know, I'm trying to line up everybody. No, we could make it till Sunday, so we're doing Sunday. Sorry. Everybody's working and waitressing. And Sunday just worked out the best, but so what up, Big Jar? Detroit River Rat. You coming all the way across? It's a long drive for you that way. It's a nice drive, though. The weather's good. Goes well. What are you saying? Most are on the west side. What? I guess there are some now with the big cloud farms and all them. But yeah, for a long time, we were just driving straight across all the time to go to events. There were some in little ones in Holland. I can't think of the name of the place. Yeah, his name's Bomber or something on Instagram, but he was the promoter of it always. He was always trying to get events, but the county was kind of against it. So like he was always in an uphill battle with them guys and shipping. He had a pretty big event the last one, I guess. A lot of local people. It's cool though. Oh, you're coming out too, Big Jar? Sweet. We get in. Eagle's taking the dogs out for a minute. Pooping. Dogs might be. Maybe he is. I don't know. He's been working hard. Probably. Seems like I get home, take a second and relax, and that's what transpired. Makes sense. Poop away. I'm all drawing blanks on stone now. Shit, that stuff's good. So, got the harvest down. So my basement's smelling kick ass right now. So that's always cool too. Still got a lot of work ahead of me to switch them out, get the room cleaned up, all that. I kind of dicked off on it tonight. So it was beautiful out, and my grandson was over. kind of a cool day. No potatoes popping yet. Kind of 2 weeks in on that. So, it's been cold and shitty though. Maybe it'll be popping here soon. The onions are ripping in the garden, and the broccoli fucking love this weather. So those are all doing good. Excited about that. Seen some of my carrots are starting to come up. Not a uniform routing of them, but they are coming up. So we got something going. Oh yeah, Jack Greenstock. What's up, man?
What up, Smiley?
Not too much, man. How are you doing?
Good. I'm just chilling in the car. I'm bullshitting, killing a little bit of time. Figure I'd jump on and say hello. I missed the 24-hour 420. That was 1 week ago today. So figure I'd jump on tonight and say hello for the early weed nerd world. I got a second.
What up, Jack?
Not too much. Cheers. Happy belated 420. I know I missed you. I was in the chat, but I didn't get to jump on and say hello. Had a busy day, but a good one. So hope you all are doing well.
Oh shit!
Tomorrow's Friday. We had a beautiful day, so Friday Eve.
Any plans? Are you going to the Gems and Genetics? It sounds like, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
You gonna be repping Smiley's Angels? Do you have a booth, or are you just going?
No, I don't got a booth.
Oh, okay.
I might actually, cousin Nikolai might have lined me up with one. I didn't hear the date yet. It was like, I have to look at the calendar. It was in the middle of May.
Oh, okay.
But he's sponsored by a big grow store on the east side of the state. Drawing a blank on the name, and that's bad on me. But anyway, they're doing a big event there, and he was like lining me up for the booth for that. So
That's cool.
yeah, cousin's badass, man. He's been really promoting Smiley's Angels a lot. So it's
Is he ABC Co? Or
cousin Nikolai.
I thought you.
Yeah, ABC Co is my brother-in-law or
brother-in-law. All right. I knew you guys had some relationship. Tripping.
It's not really, but it's like my brother married his sister, so it's kind of like
closely enough.
I mean, his brother-in-law, right? It's my brother's brother-in-law. That's
Yeah. That's good enough.
Right? Yeah, we've known each other for a while too, so.
Nice.
Nothing is ready. Nothing is ready. My screens are all fucked up. I'm just not ready.
Good, man.
Feeling rushed.
You let us know when you're ready, and we'll start then.
Okay.
We'll count it down. We'll wait till then, though.
Right. We'll wait till then. We'll say, all right. This is all pre-show. We're gonna start now.
Smoking a little bit of purple punch, a little bit of Northern Lights.
The mix, both of them mixed or like across?
Yeah. No, I'm mixing it. Cleaning up the tray a little bit.
I'm in the car, so I'm just puffing on a fucking pen.
That's going to be the next wave is mixing flavors, right? Like, instead of having like a crossbreed of the two to like flower everything, it'll be like a mix of two flowers.
I've seen that, like joints that have both two different strains. It'll be like strawberry banana and runts, like in the same joint or something like that. I think that's maybe a good approach for some to take, get more fuller spectrums and stuff like that, and start to like learn like salad type approach, like what tastes good together. and like what highs work well together. Like if something's too uppity of a sativa, maybe throw like some CBD in there, or like a more sedating indica in the mix or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like mixing ratios,
Got to get that right ratio.
blends are a thing. Yeah, I mean, I see it a lot in the like dab worlds or wherever. I mean, for Girlie's been doing that for a minute too, where he mixes different ones together.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. He's got a lot of
Yeah,
German
when he
stuff.
names it something, you know what I mean? They're always fire, but I don't know.
Where'd Jack go? So, man, I've only kind of officially, and I'm not haven't even officially opened the doors back up on Eagle Eye, but I've already I started one and I've already got 3 new clients in like less than 3 weeks. But just been boom, 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 boom. Oh, all word of mouth. I was telling this to a friend yesterday that, I ran Eagle Eye Home Improvements from early 99 to a minimum of 2015 before I kind of switched over to the full caregivership. The only thing I'd ever did as far as advertising was this fucking shirt. And I stayed busy that whole entire time without not one advertisement. It was all word of mouth. Business always came from word of mouth. And that's the way this is already picked up, man. This guy is awesome, man. Like, yeah, he got time. So it just
Word of
keeps.
mouth's the best advertisement.
Oh yeah, dude.
You believe it when it comes from your friend and they're being genuine, like, oh man, this fucker built me a really nice fucking custom wooden shelf or whatever, like back when you were doing that kind of stuff. And I know you're still back in that kind of game a little bit now. But when I first started my business, I was paying like Facebook and random websites to advertise. And I thought it was like only a couple bucks here and there. And they would like charge you more because like they'd say, oh, it got shown to more people, or like, oh, it ran longer than you set it up for. Like it was 2 weeks instead of 1 week or some shit. And you didn't turn it off. And all that shit never led to a single client. And as soon as I just like started, you continued to work, the word got out. Like one parent told another parent, and fucking now I book 7 days a week, and I'm totally feel where you're coming from there, Eagle, because it's if you do good business, I think that you don't necessarily need to advertise. You'll fill up your time pretty quickly, and yeah, it's a good problem to have, I guess.
I kind of like it because, like I see advertising is key in chat. Well, if I were to fucking advertise, I would be fucking probably 10 jobs deep, swamped, pissing off customers and shit like that. Word of mouth keeps me busy enough just to keep everybody happy and keep myself happy to where it's not overwhelming and I hate doing it. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. It makes sense to me, but I guess I don't make sense to everybody though.
One man can only do so much. Shit, unless you want to hire a secretary to take phone calls and start booking appointments.
That's when you get to charge more per hour. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, steadily raise that rate. I believe in serving the clientele, though. That's kind of treated you uh, over the past few years, if you're able to, and they're treating you right. You treat them right, give them a reasonable rate, and then maybe work more often than charging them a bunch and doing work every now and then. But everybody's got a different business plan, and every industry is a little bit different. Sure.
Yeah. Quality is usually builds value.
Quality's a good seller, that's for sure.
A lot of people that pay twice the money to have something quality. So you can't let that.
That's true.
You got to make your living, and you're gonna stay busy and keep a steady schedule. It's got to be what's got to be to make your living. So it is.
Yeah, like I have a minimum rate, but not every family pays that. Some of them pay significantly more because they can. But I know what I need to make to basically get out the door and make it worth my time. Because traveling, I have bills, you know, all the expenses and everything. You gotta make sure that you're covering your costs. I just paid my fucking taxes like 2 weeks ago, which never fun. I didn't owe as much as I thought I would, so can't complain too much.
That's a plus.
Yep. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, to be honest. I didn't do quarterly. I usually just do it all at one time, and the quarterly like estimates were looking pretty bad. But the way my business is structured, I pay a little bit of taxes throughout the year on like at least half my income or more, probably like 75%. So that makes it a little bit easier, but never fun to see the thousands of dollars that you made going to the government. Sometimes it goes to the good things, but a lot of times I think it's a little bit misappropriated.
Yeah, it does suck to see that hard earned money disappeared to the federal. Angus, thank you.
What's up,
Great to
guys?
see you, Bingus. Always good to see you, Bingus.
Jack.
Caught one of your lives the other day.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, good to see you. Smiley, how are you?
Doing great, bro. How are you?
Good, good. Another early session I thought I'd jump in on. I just came out of the garden, had a nice day in there. A little nice weather outside today here in Oregon. We had some beautiful weather, really. Wish it was this way all year round.
Right.
No.
What is like what type of temperatures?
Today, let's just look, Jack. I'll give you the exact weather here. I happen to have
Let's just talk about how much sun.
79 degrees. 79 degrees.
Ooh, that's a beautiful day. That's like a summer day.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's nice.
Actually,
Or a nice warm spring day.
I took my shoes off and walked in the grass and grounded myself and sat in the lounge chair and tried to get a little color,
I don't care what people say, man. There's a lot to that walking barefoot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree 100%.
You can say what you want about all the video and the guys talking about how that would work and whatever, but like, just take your fucking shoes off and go walk in the grass and tell me you fucking hated it. Like, tell me you don't feel better. Like, I don't know.
I agree.
Some people are allergic to
I took my
grass.
shoes off and I walked around, and then I was like, holy shit, I feel way fucking better. Like, yeah, I'm gonna
Dude,
do
lay in
more
it.
often.
Fucking
Like,
take it to the next level. Lay in the fucking grass. Take your shoes off. Let your fucking legs, arms, neck, hair, everything. I talked to a Uber driver, one of the guys taking me probably to the airport at some point. He was from South Africa. And he was saying after those crazy ass flights, like 12, 20 hours, whatever, he's all jet lagged and fucked up. His mom would always make him go and lay outside in the front yard for like 30 minutes in the grass. And he said like the grounding and reconnected him. He said his jet lag would be gone by the next day. He felt like so much fucking better, and it like brought him into peace. There's something to it for sure. I live by the beach, and as often as I can, barefoot walking through the sand. Like there's just connecting to fucking Mother Nature and Earth. I know a dude who owns a farm, and he never wears shoes, like unless he fucking has to. He rarely leaves the farm. And people are like, well, what if you step on rocks and shit? It's like you gotta have good foot placement. You gotta pay attention. You think more, and your feet do get calloused up and strong. I'm definitely not of that type. I wear fucking shoes. I burn through shoes. Fucking I never got to the extreme of going barefoot all the time, but I can definitely see the benefit if your lifestyle is conducive to it. Where I'm at, I fucking couldn't necessarily do it with the hiking that I'm doing. But I've seen 3 rattlesnakes this week. That's a fun change. There's springtime for you. One of them was within, well, 2 of them were within a couple feet, and never fun. But at least they let you know they're there. And I'm told they're not aggressive. So if you leave them alone, they leave you alone. But sometimes the young men that I work with are oblivious and they'll walk right up on them. It's like, oh, fuck. So heard all sorts of rattlesnake rumors and thoughts. Like I've heard the baby rattlesnakes are like more venomous. I look into that, and then it's like some of them can't even produce venom on their babies. And then on top of that, they might not even be more venomous when they can produce venom. So that's like one of the old wives' tales I've heard. The other thing was I thought they were way more deadly. Like I thought it was like, 1 out of 10 people who gets bit dies or something. It was 1 out of 600 who gets bit dies. So you've got a 599 out of 600 chance of surviving a rattlesnake bite, at least here in the US. So I felt a little bit better once I learned that. And you have like 4 hours until it really starts fucking you up. And the last kind of rattlesnake fact I'll fucking list off is most of the time people get bit, like 1 out of 3 bites, or 2 out of 3 bites don't even have venom. Only 1 out of 3 actually does. So there's a decent chance that if you get bit, it doesn't even inject you with the venom at all. So
I'm not sure grounding would help with that. Though.
yeah, I don't think ground is going to prevent you from getting fucking rattlesnake.
No. And it
I will
does,
say
it
a
does
nice
give
pair of
it,
boots. A nice
It
pair of boots could fucking
I'm
protect
sorry,
you.
it
Go ahead,
does give insight to the snake charmers out there. They know something we don't. Let's see, I'm making $3,000 from this audience, and I got a 1 in 3 chance of getting poisoned. So I'll take that bet.
There's some crazy people who like expose themselves to venom enough that they become like immune to it.
Yeah.
Whether it's like bee stings or like rattlesnake venom. I've seen a couple people that have like gone through the process of just like letting bees sting them enough or like extracting venom and then like slowly injecting themselves with it over time. And that's some pretty crazy shit. I also know people who do that shit with pepper spray.
Isn't there that guy? He does a TV show like that where he like has different shit stinging and biting.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's based off, there's a dude who made like, and he might even be the guy who did it, but there's something called the last name of this person, and then it's called like the pain index. And they've rated like every sting from like scorpion, spider, fucking everything. Like he let every like animal out there sting him, and he like rates it like 1 to 100 or whatever the fuck it is. And yeah, he's gone through and kind of stung by it. There's a few different people who are into that kind of shit. I don't know. I hate fucking getting stung. Wasps, bees, whatever.
IRS.
It's
Yeah.
IRS. And they accepted my fucking returns. When they're taking your money, when they take your money, I'm sure that they are a little bit less likely to want to audit you because it's like you're paying them, right? But if you're getting a refund or something, then maybe they'll go through and see how much less they can give you.
That's the key with federal penalties, is make sure you're making your payments.
Definitely don't want to fuck with the IRS. I don't play around at all with my taxes.
They're the collection agency for the federal government, or the feds. I don't even call it a government.
That's how they got Al Capone.
Yeah.
Tax evasion. People laugh, dude. Fucking Wesley Snipes went to jail for tax evasion. A few other big celebrities. You gotta pay your fucking taxes. Unless you have a real good CPA. I used to work for a CPA, and he told me one of his clients makes $8 million a year, and he pays 0 in taxes every year. It's like, how the fuck is that possible? Well, he knows how to structure his things and do all the little tax loopholes and jump throughs. And I think you actually have to have a certain amount of money to actually be able to jump through some of these loopholes, like transferring banks, fucking capital gains and losses. They'll like sell property at a loss, and then that offsets however much money they make and things like that. Or there's lots of different.
The more you got, the more crooked you need to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of like Elon Musk and a bunch of other people that do it simply, they just own a bunch of stock, and then that stock is worth X amount of dollars. So they go to a bank and say, hey, I want to take a loan out against my stock, and my stock's worth, $1 billion. And I only want like 70 or 80% of that. So give me 700 million. And then they just pay off that loan or whatever. They use some of it, but they pay off the rest. And then they never have to pay taxes on it because it's not income generated. They're paying it like through a loan. So essentially they could never pay taxes if they don't want to, unless they sell the stock. Like Elon sold stock, I think last year or the year before, and ended up paying like 10 billion in taxes, the most ever paid by any single person to the IRS. So
That's
he
not
decided
a,
to stop.
it's not a race I want to win.
No, me either. Fuck that shit.
Amazing.
If I made that much, I guess you got to do what you got to do. He's still got
Yeah, what would you
several
know? I
hundred
mean,
billion.
Have you ever sat back and thought, what would you do, really? If you had that kind of money, you'd have to sit there and do something. You definitely have to expand your ideals.
You would build rocket ships and try to go to the fucking Mars. That's what you would do.
Or send a bunch of plebs to Mars so that you could stay and enjoy Earth. Because Jeff Bezos went up in the rocket. Fucking Richard, whatever, went up. The fucking Virgin.
They already got the biggest fucking yacht contest going on, and now one dude builds a rocket. Of course, they all got to build fucking rockets now. I'm surprised there's not a third one up there yet. But
Yeah.
it's the next thing, you know what I mean? Like,
I'll say this.
Like, right? When you got more money than you can fucking spend, or your next generation can spend, or the next generation can spend, like, what the fuck else do you do but build rocket ships to
get off planet?
Fuck trying to feed people, or, you know what I mean? Fuck all that. Like,
well, Elon donated like $7 billion trying to feed people. So you can't say fuck trying to feed people, at least in his case, because the United Nations called him out. They're like, hey, Elon, if you gave $7 billion, we could end world hunger. And he said, show me in 10 tweets how you would do it. And they wouldn't respond because there's not a simple way to stop world hunger. And the reason is because there's fucking war all over the place. And you can't just go into the middle of a war zone and start handing out food, because people get killed and volunteers and paid people aren't going to go in there to start handing out food. You can airdrop it, but then people get killed trying to get the airdrop shit. There's no real practical way to end world hunger like overnight with any amount of money. It's more of a conflict issue. If you're in an area where there's conflict, war, then you're going to have some starvation. And that's also going to lead to inability to farm, inability to harvest your stuff at the right times, inability to plant your stuff at the right times. Ukraine is like known as the breadbasket of the world, and they're fucking having issues right now, and that production affects Africa, Europe.
We got Truth 420 in the chat room. She says, can we trick all the rich people into thinking they're going to a big hotel in the sky and then, like send them off somewhere far away? That's called Epstein's Island, dear. That's what that is. Good one, though.
I think if they made it motivating enough, like if they had like a pretty badass space station that was just for the uber rich, they'd be fighting over getting up there. But like Mars is undeveloped. Mars is a piece of shit. It'd be like going to Antarctica with like brutal cold, no food available. You'd have to be like fucking Matt Damon in that movie trying to like grow potatoes out of shit for like the first several years.
I love
and there's
that
only
movie.
like people coming every 2 years. I haven't even seen it, but just like the reference, like you realize it's like it could happen, and I think it's going to happen in our some of our lifetimes, perhaps. I would hope so.
But I would imagine they'd have a better chance of establishing something on the moon first, right? Like,
that's the plan. That's the plan. They're going to go moon first, get a moon base set up, and then from the moon they can generate rocket fuel by like the shit in the atmosphere out there. I think it's like methane and nitrogen or something. There's some electrical process. They can make more fuel out there, and then that's why SpaceX is so focused on rapidly reusable, because they want to use the same ships over and over and be able to like do multiple missions. It's like Elon said, you wouldn't want to fly a 747 from like New York to LA and then just throw it away at the end. You're going to refuel it and then fly it back from LA back to New York. Otherwise, it'd be insanely expensive to fly. And the same thing is going to happen with rockets. Like they need to be rapidly reusable for them to have any chance of being not so expensive that they're not really usable practically. And a lot of people fucking hate Elon and will shit on him and say he's fucking taking all this government funding or whatever, but he saved taxpayers fucking hundreds of millions of dollars because NASA was so inefficient. All the money that we were spending with NASA to do any of these types of missions, satellites, whatever the fuck else, was costing us 2 to 3 times as much money as it's costing SpaceX. So he's winning all the contracts because they're doing it way fucking cheaper than everybody else, which saves
way more
taxpayers
efficient.
money.
Well, they're way more efficient than the government workers. Come on.
Well, and then on top of that, like they have this new business that started out of it kind of as a tangential program with Starlink. And I think Eagle might be one of the people who has one or is a candidate for that kind of thing, where you're in more rural areas, you can get internet all over the world because they're putting out satellites every fucking day. And over time, it's just going to get better and better. So I'm excited. I think that the future is definitely positive. A lot of people are fucking doom and gloom and whatever, but I think that there's a good path forward, as much as there's a lot of setbacks and fucked up government and corrupt politicians, corrupt lobbyists, and big pharma, big prison, all that shit. Like there's a lot to be not happy with. And trust me, I'm not ignorant to all that, but I also do see lots of good opportunity, especially in our great country. I think we still live in a pretty good place, relatively. There's a lot of places I'd much rather less live than here. As far as we have cannabis freedom, somebody just got killed in Singapore over, I think it was 2 pounds of cannabis. So count our blessings, I guess, and keep fighting for our right. Because if we don't, then they'll trample all over them, take them back. They've done it before; they'll do it again. So even though we're moving in the right direction, it could just as easily skirt backwards and be back to that reefer madness fucking bullshit propaganda. It still is that way. And even in California, we have people that come to meetings, like council meetings, kids, they get extra credit for their fucking high school classes to come speak at council meetings and say, like, my friends are addicted to pot. Now they're doing blah, blah, blah. And the pot is terrible. We can't have these abominations of dispensaries and delivery services ruining our cities. Blah. It's just like,
You know,
fuck on.
Jack, we got Celestial Numa teaching permaculture and closed loop systems to cut out the man is a way to cure world hunger. We still have to exchange goods and services, barter exchange. Corporations run the farmlands nowadays. Now there's an answer. There's a solution. There's not enough of that being thrown out. Everybody loves to describe the prison that we're in, but you know, how do we get the fuck out?
I like Joel Salatin's ideas of like having more localized farming and having it done instead of having, like saying cattle is the enemy. Well, when you stack 10,000 heads of cattle in a fucking football field, yeah, there's a problem with that. And you go by some of the places, man, it's insane. When if you ever been out like west where they have them super cattle farms, but it's insane to go by. But they're fucking. His idea is that you more localize the butcher, all of that, so the food is fresher. There's less money in transport, and your economy can be established. And then even in the fact of like if a sickness comes in, say that mad cow disease or whatever, right? Say a sickness comes in the herd, and you have the herd all centralized for the country in one area, they're all fucking affected, right? But if you have, instead of say 3 large mega farms for all these cattle, you have 200 around the country. I mean, a certain part of the country could be affected, but it may not affect the whole chain of, of all the farms. So where you can still have fresh cattle, fresh milk, all the, the dairy products, the things that are getting shipped everywhere.
Yeah.
Eggs, all these fucking super ginormous egg farms and shit. And those are the ones people are complaining about because they're stacked. They got to deal with the manure. They got to deal with, the feed and the storage of them, the ventilation, the fucking.
It's a cost thing.
One small
Sadly,
place.
a lot of people aren't willing to pay for the local. They'd rather get the shit from whatever, in our case, here in California, we grow a shit ton of fruit and veggies. We're one of the biggest ag capitals in the world, but we still have tons of avocados from Mexico and grapes from Mexico and all different types of produce from Mexico. Personally, I think that is actually a good beneficial relationship. Like the best blackberries I've ever had have been grown in Mexico. It's just across the border. It's not super far away, but with modern air conditioned fucking trucks and things like that, they can come here. And commercial anything is not going to be as good, right? Like your commercial tomatoes that are picked fucking green, pumped full of ethylene in a truck to turn red, and then sit on a store shelf covered in shellac, which is fucking floor polish. How the fuck is that legal? I don't know, but it still happens. Versus a tomato that you grew on your back porch that's vine ripened until it's red. You pick it, cut it up, and eat it the day that it was ready. Like that's just going to be so different.
You're bringing up really, let's back up because what the gentleman in the chat room said, Celestial Numa, is basically we need to educate ourselves. We need to back up a minute and realize, do we need to eat the types of shit that we're eating? And do we need to support the functions that provide that type of crap to our home? perhaps being self-sustainable and more fruits and vegetables orientated, and perhaps not as much meat, you know, might be a better way to live. It's interesting because I'm meeting with my nutritionist. I'm going down south again, and so this is part of the program, and she's going to talk to me about a nutritional diet. And I was reading all the articles and information. They give me a huge packet that I need to study. And it wasn't too long ago, a couple of years ago, I was just taking apples and grapes and oranges and celery and cucumbers and tomatoes and mixing up a big bowl and putting some vegan ranch dressing in. Dude, it would last me all day. All right. So I wouldn't have the need or the inclination to want to continue to eat. I mean, it was pretty much one meal midday and maybe a small one later on, and I'm good, right? But I was eating more for content than the stimulated sugar and salts and things that really get us addicted to that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I'll fucking admit I'm still hooked on the sugar and salts, fucking a little bit of the standard American diet. I'd say I'm like 60-40 on my best days, like 60% good, 40% shit. On my bad days, I'm probably the opposite, but we have so much good produce. Like we do go to farmers markets locally, which I get to know the farmer individually. Like I have a guy on a Native American reservation out here who makes like the best salsa ever and hand makes it with all local ingredients. And fucking I think supporting those things as much as you can, or even growing your own, like you were saying, permaculture. My brother recently has gotten into growing his own food. I don't have as much land right now as I'd like to, but my 5 little potted plants, I'm starting to grow a little bit more that I'm allowed to within my HOA's limits or whatever. It's some bullshit, but we can always vote with our feet and move to a place that's more accommodating. Or what I should be doing is maybe taking a few hours off work each week to go head to my community garden because my city has one. I could get a 5x10 little raised bed or 10x10, whatever you pay for a plot once a year, and you go and set up and you can plant. And some people will like even help take care of other people's plants if they see that they're struggling and shit. But I'd want to be over there like making sure that nobody has to fucking help my stuff out, take care of them, set them up so that they're good. But it's tough. It's easy to say, tough to actually do. I'm busy as fuck as it is, so it would come at a sacrifice of, I guess, denying some of my clients hours that I would typically be working, or cutting some of my other free time out. I guess everybody's got more free time than we like to admit. I'm sure, even if we're busy as fuck, there's always a little extra time in the day somewhere to do something if you're really motivated, right?
Get more shit done when you're motivated or have a goal, motivated to get it done. That's for sure. When I'm excited about doing something, it's so much easier to knock out a bunch of shit.
Yep, being motivated.
Yeah, you get an
Even-
expense or something, you fucking set that shit up real quick.
Even the stuff you don't want to do, like if you have something to look forward to, it's just like, oh, well, I'll knock this out because I'm going this weekend to fucking have this event, or tonight I'm going to fucking be doing whatever. So
Yeah, we always do the hard shit first and save the best for last, you know.
that's smart, man. I think I heard it called like eat the toad or swallow the frog or some shit. Like just get up and do the thing that you don't want to fucking do first. And then once you knock that annoying like thing that you don't want to do out first, the rest of the day is like easy because you're just gradually like, oh, okay, well I took care of the worst thing first, and now I'm just gradually getting easier and easier. And then like fucking I like that approach. If and when you can. Sometimes your schedules don't allow.
Definitely
Absolutely.
situational. Definitely
Yeah.
situational.
I know some people that are up fucking 4, 5, 6 a.m. every day, hustling out the door to go get to work. I'm certainly not in that position currently, but I've been there before, and I don't miss, hitting that alarm clock, snoozing it a couple times maybe in the morning to fucking, I don't know. Even as a morning person, like I don't wake up that early to be, responsibly doing something. where you have people that are depending on you to like show up and do a good job. So it could be difficult.
Being disciplined is not easy. Once you get into the hang of it, you feel guilty for not being disciplined, and that's where I want to get back to. Sometimes you get up at 6 in the morning and you go do all the things that need to be done, and you got more done by noon than most people have done all day. And that can really give you a feeling of self-worth, which, like Eagle was talking about, increases motivation, right? You have a plan. I'm always lost when I don't have a plan. I get to kind of a dark space, like I'm not creating, I'm not expanding, right? I'm not learning.
I was gonna say that too, Bingus. When I was a flat rate mechanic, I would always go in early because my kids were, real young then. And at night, I couldn't. If I stayed late, it would, take up time with them or whatever. But either way, when I left for work, it was gonna be when they were sleeping. So like if I left, so I would always stack up jobs, and I would get there at 4 in the morning when we opened at 7:30 or whatever. And I would have a job lined up for that day, and it would be like a 6-hour job, and I could crank the radio. You know what I mean? Didn't have to worry about a phone. Doors were all locked. I just jammed, dude, and I could kick out an engine job. You know what I mean? 6-hour job I'd already have done by the time the guys were showing up. So it's like, they might get that by noon or whatever. You know what I mean? But it was like, yeah, I already had them licked by the day just from that, a few hours. You can really make up time when you're just focused on cranking. Everything's lined up.
There's somebody said for it, for sure. I'm about to get back on that program here pretty soon. And if I can get my neck feeling good, I want to hit the gym early. I want to get all that taken care of. I want to actually have a gym membership to begin with, which I haven't had one for years, And it definitely, I miss it. I miss how well it gives me, how the well-being I get when I feel stronger, And that's probably the biggest thing I miss as I get older is my strength. I mean, when like this hand is kind of messed up, it's getting better, but I'll drop like a gallon of milk or something, like fuck, because I'm trying to just go fast, right? And I don't have a good grip on it. Bam. I'm like, God dang it, man. And so these little novelties start occurring that hadn't occurred before. I'll go to put my hat on the hanger and I'll miss it, because I'm not quite as extended as I was when I was young. I mean, it's just little things that create these little novel events that put you in the face of chaos. You're like, fuck. And then, eventually you have to kind of turn that into, all right, slow down, take your time. It's a gallon of milk. Maybe you should use your right hand. Okay. That kind of shit. So but I'm trying to fly at 90 miles an hour like I was when I was your guys' age. And it's not efficient.
I think even after 30, I've heard every year after 30 years old, everyone starts losing muscle mass unless you proactively start to exercise and do something to maintain it. You'll start to lose it. So it's like holding a gallon of milk. Our hands have a lot of muscles in them. They're small, they're little tiny muscles, and you don't think about them too much because even if you go to the gym, there's not tons of like hand workouts. There's these little gripper things. I've seen some little like things on Instagram that's like rubber and it like stretches out or whatever. But there's really not a ton of focus put on like hand exercise. And as somebody who has arthritis in both hands, I've broken every single one of my fingers in both hands multiple times. It's something that I've had to really focus on because like I can, in certain things, like barely have the grip strength to get by. Like rock climbing, I can only do for like maybe half an hour. Like the endurance, I've still struggled building up. Like I have the strength, but getting that endurance is difficult. And there's just a certain amount of pain. Like if I use my hands too much, that's why I really like hash. Like I shake. I'm not like nervous or anything, but you can probably see my hands right now are fucking shaking. And it's because I have so many injuries and it's like a post-traumatic or osteoarthritis. I broke all my fingers. So after a certain amount of use, I just start to get like aching, like daggery type, like pin and needle pain, like somebody's like sticking like sewing needles into like the joints. and
Been
hash will
using
like
DMSO, especially on my hands, has been really helping. I don't know if you ever tried DMSO, Jack.
I don't even know what DMSO stands for.
Really? Yeah, it's an anti-inflammatory. You can find it on Amazon. I could send you the link. It really does the job. That's all I can say. You put it on, right? It's all lotiony, right? And you just sit there and like within 10 minutes, it's in. It absorbs in, and all of a sudden you're like, wow. I put it on my neck twice a day and on my hands. It's been keeping me going. But and that's one that was from back in the 50s and 60s that was available, and they buried it. You don't hear about DMSO anymore. It's never brought up, but it's probably one of the most efficient anti-inflammatory agents out there. It's crazy.
I thought it was like a new term for RSO or something, because they call it like FSO, full spectrum oil, FICO, fully extracted cannabis oil, RSO, Rick Simpson oil, whatever. There's so many different names for it. I never know. When I hear an O at the end, I always think, is this a Rick Simpson oil rename or something else? But
Yeah, it's whatever. You run into these things when I need them,
yeah,
Mine
for
mentioned
sure.
it the other day. Well, it's been a couple of months now because I've been using it, but I immediately looked it up because I remember from back in the day, my dad used to use it. He broke his back in 2 places, and he was always putting DMSO on there.
My mother-in-law and their side of the family, my wife's side, are all about arnica, like
Arnica?
arnica ointment or arnica oil. I don't know if you guys have ever. It's like a natural kind of pain reliever type
Huh,
thing.
Arnica.
I,
Yeah.
I sometimes eat a Oreo.
Yeah.
That'll make you feel better.
Just one?
Sometimes,
That's why he's Smiley's garden.
sometimes this.
Dude, I've been fucking hooked on these Easter eggs from Reese's.
Oh,
Fucking thankfully they don't sell them anymore because Easter passed, but we got like a bunch of bags. My wife and I are both a little bit of sugar tooth on these fucking, they're the mini ones. It's just like a single bite, maybe 2. But man, a little chocolate and peanut butter. Something about it.
I'm,
I always
I'm,
love the Family Guy joke where there's like the guy eating his peanut butter and then the guy eating his chocolate, and they're both driving their car and they get into an accident. Officer arrives on the scene and like 2 guys crash through the windshield. Like peanut butter goes, like chocolate stick goes into the dude's peanut butter, and Officer Reese's shows up and he like tries the chocolate with the peanut butter on it, and he like looks around and I think he pulls his gun out and like shoots both of them and just like drives off. It's like,
I remember that. That was a great one, actually.
yeah, they're fucking clever. Some of those scenes that they make up there. Family Guy, good writing.
Yeah, it
So
brings me fast.
they can get away with a lot more. Them in South Park, The Simpsons too. They can just be a little bit more
Aren't
outside the
they all
box.
like prime time though? Because isn't that the deal there? They could be more raunchy or whatever because they weren't like they weren't
I
prime.
think so. I really think so. I think that's what allowed them to get away with so much shit. Because if like people were saying it, like with pre-cancel culture days, even like there's like the FCC and regulation and all sorts of censorship, and South Park. You go back and watch like the first episode, like they're having a fucking child, Cartman, anal probed by fucking aliens, having a satellite come out his fucking ass. Like, I don't know how this shit was on TV back in the 90s, like how they cleared it, like what the fuck. Or maybe, I
Cartoon.
don't,
It's cartoon.
yeah, play it off, you know? And I think they played it kind of later at night, maybe. I don't know. But I'm certainly happy. I think that free speech is a good thing, and entertainment should be looked at as just entertainment. A lot of people like to blame entertainment for fucking other things, but I don't know. It might be a small part, but I don't know. I don't think watching TV shows is gonna cause harm for the vast majority of society. There might be some twisted
Speaking
people
of
out there that
entertainment, you guys are fixing to miss some as I go let my dogs off the chain and sing "Who Let the Dogs In" as I come back to the house. I'll be right back.
Right. Make a
You
video.
let the dogs in. That's what
I'm
the
serious.
answer with is you let the dogs in.
I know it. I make them bark it back to me. I'll be right back.
That was
Eagles,
the 20,
the
so cheers, yeah. I'm gonna
was that
hop
the
out
Baja
though.
boys?
It was the 20. I was doing the dab there, but I'm gonna hop out because I gotta get to work on Friday. Speaking of getting up
Peace out,
early,
smile.
yeah.
Cheers,
Appreciate it.
bro.
It's always awesome hanging out with you guys, though. Appreciate you guys.
Good seeing you on the early one. I know sometimes it's tough to be up for the later ones, especially when you got early mornings.
Eagle's gonna come back and be all mad because I jumped out.
You picked a good time to exit, basically.
Like, what the heck happened to Smiley? We all just leave. He comes back, no one's here.
What the fuck, man?
I know he's all discombobulated tonight.
He's
and
like,
he's
who
running
let the
behind and
dogs in?
shit. I feel guilty now. I feel like I
I
should
let the dogs in, the dogs left.
Yeah. He's got his real dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, Smiles, take care, bro.
Good
Yeah.
seeing you, man.
Have a good one.
Peace out.
Hoops 420 asking me a question. Dude, you've talked to me more here on Eagles channel than ever before. So do you mix DMSO with canola oil? Yes, I have, but not with this. This one has a formula poops that has DMSO, frankincense. It has a lot of ingredients, but the main ingredient is DMSO. And it's called Royal Warrior. It has hemp extract in it. So it's not, I don't know if you could consider that RSO, but it's a hemp oil. And I take 1,000 milligram of hemp oil in the morning as well. But it
Nice.
really works, man.
I'll check it out. Skilbo sent, or I somehow got a Skilbo rollerball, which is like a cannabis tincture, which has, I believe, frankincense, peppermint oil, and a few other anti-inflammatory. It smelled really good. It came in like a little glass vial. It's that like really dark blue. I think it's called Myron glass, like the really
Yeah, that's
apothecary
good.
glass. And it had a little metal roller ball, and you just put it on your. I was putting it on my knuckles, like right there. But man, that shit is really effective too. I probably need to start making some of that myself. I've got a bunch of old trim, small buds.
Well, this stuff
old
is not cheap. It's like $63 for that little jar. And I was
Wow.
thinking the same thing, like, let's see what the ingredients are, because
Right?
I wouldn't
Might be
mind
worth.
bath in this,
Yeah, like there's some stuff like I use my ant spray every year is a homemade remedy I found in Farmer's Almanac. It's just like 95% warm water, 5% mix of peppermint oil, cinnamon oil, and a little bit of alcohol. It could be like rubbing alcohol or like vodka, it doesn't matter. And then a drop or two of Dr. Bronner soap or whatever soap to be your sort of wetting agent. Shake that shit up, spray it, kills ants in less than 30 seconds on contact. Smells great, safe for you, your cats, pets. Now I see this thing called like Zevo. I'm sure it's some other, I think it's geranium oil
What was it
extract or
called?
something.
What did you call it?
Zevo, I think, is like the
Zevo?
commercial version of it, Zivo. And they're like advertising like safe for you and your pets, but like deadly to bugs. And I'm like, well, I've been using similar shit, but homemade. And it's like a little bottle of peppermint oil, a little bottle of cinnamon oil were the only things I needed to buy because I have vodka or rubbing alcohol on hand and water and soap. So I have a little spray bottle, and we just got ants yesterday for the first time. It's like a seasonal thing every spring or summer. We're right in California.
That works.
Come out.
Works good for ants.
Yeah, it's excellent. It kills them on contact, and if you spray it on like the perimeters, it'll for a week or two, I'd say, prevent them from coming back in. But
We got ants. We got ants.
reapply.
I noticed today when I was outside. I mean, a lot of them. Must be the year for them or something.
We get them every year. It's just some years they're more. The last year they were really tiny, like really ultra tiny, which is weird. They never like got larger. You normally see them like at all sizes, but like they're just super fucking tiny. And this year, the first ones we've seen are tiny as well. So I wonder if like maybe some morphological changes are happening due to some environmental. Matthew Gates would be the one to tell me about this, fucking Sink Angel or Bug Guy. But I guess we're in like a mega colony in Southern California, like from Mexico to basically like above LA. There's just like a huge ass ant colony or something. And try as you might, you'll basically like never get rid of all of them. It's more of a maintain type thing, unless you really want to spray like ultra nasty shit that'll be harmful to your
You'd
eyes
have
and
to
cats.
submerge California in bug spray. How did that go, Eagle? Okay. I mean, did everything come out okay, or come in okay, I should say.
Yeah. It was a fun walk back. They're excited to see me. It's been a long day.
Right on.
I don't know. Them boys, man, I talk some shit about them dogs, but I really do love them dogs. I really do.
I'm a fucking animal person through and through, man. I used to want to be a vet when I was a kid. I have 10 different families I work with now. And I could never be a vet because you have to put animals down, and like some of the surgeries and shit are pretty intense. And I realized like this wouldn't be the path for me. But now I work with like a whole bunch of different families. I get to come over to their houses, and many of them have pets. So I get to like vicariously fucking enjoy many different pets, and like the part of like being a vet that I would have wanted, which is just getting to interact with tons of different animals, but not have to have the responsibility necessarily of owning all of them in your space. So it's funny, like every single one of the families I work for, all of their animals love me. Like when I come over, the dogs come fucking running up, the cats come running up. Like it's just, I seem to build good relationships with the pets for whatever reason. I think they just like whoever will pet them or show them attention or whatever. And some people, some families more so than others are give their dogs lots of attention, and other ones like it's not the hugest priority for them, I guess. And I don't know. I just fucking love animals, man. It's like I go to a party and you'll see me in the corner petting somebody's dog, not talking to anybody, smoking a joint,
Well, it's all
hanging
those
out with
dog
one
biscuits and that fish you have in your pocket, I think, really.
of them. That'll do it.
Yeah, I'm the same way with animals and little kids. I was having lunch when I was about your age at a little hometown dive, right? And this family comes in, this little girl, and I'm just there by myself eating my sandwich, which I did every day at noon. And she comes up to me, she goes, "Hi." I'm like, "Well, hey, how are you?" And I look around and there's her mom watching, and I'm like, and then she climbs up on my lap. I'm like, would you like some of my fruit? I mean, we were having this conversation. She goes, "No, I like you. I just want to sit on your lap." I'm like, "Cool." So I picked her up and I took her back to her mom. And she goes, "Yeah, she's kind of like that. You must be a good person." I'm like, "Well, you better hope so." Right. So that was kind of interesting. That was
Yeah, it's funny,
so
man.
interesting
Thankfully,
child.
you are a good person. And like, I had a similar interaction the other day. Some kids came, probably less than 10 years old. I was playing fetch with one of my clients' dogs, and we are out there, and these two little girls just come running up, and they're like, "Can I pet your dog?" And they're like standing like, it's I'm glad that they have the parents that are like fucking go out there and have fun, but at the same time, like there are fucking creepy ass weirdos out there. So
Mhm.
I think there's a balance between keeping a responsible watch on people of certain ages, but at the same time allowing them to go have interactions. I think we're in a good enough area, but at the same time, shit happens in all fucking areas, no matter how good or bad they are.
Right.
Uh, it's sad if you go on those like neighborhood watch or whatever type or like predator type websites. They're fucking everywhere. I guarantee you, anyone here, if they Google their little address, you'll find a dozen or more within 10 or 15 miles of you. Maybe if you're in a place like Eagle used to be, like maybe 50 miles or whatever, because he's so fucking remote. But even then, you never know.
Exactly.
Surprisingly, they don't lock these fuckers up for life. I don't understand that, but I think that's a serial offenders of like going after kids. I just they should be, in my opinion, like in some sort of
You'd think with all the technology we have that you could rewire somebody's brain effectively to be more of a imbalanced personality, but I don't see that they want us to stay in balance, and they want these little predatorial type energies out there so that we all stay in fear. And your child needs to learn to be scared from, as soon as they can understand what fear is. This
the
whole
other
needs to change, in my opinion. Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
another issue is like there is ways, and like there's this thing TMS, trans magnetic stimulation, they can do to people's brains who are like postpartum depression. They had their baby and they're like suicidal, like want to kill themselves and kill the baby, and they're just so sad. And then they can sit them down in a chair and stimulate a part of their brain with a magnet, and then they're like outrageously happy and like don't give a fuck. But it's like temporary. But even with the temporariness, some people have long-term lasting effects, similar to which I really think is beneficial and positive. We're seeing lots of studies like John Hopkins and many others since then. But with mushrooms, people or even different psychedelics will take like one really, really, really heavy trip under the guidance of a psychiatrist or psychologist or somebody who's trained to like walk them through the experience. And almost none of them say it was like a bad thing. Some of them are like neutral, and some of them are like, this changed my fucking life. It was like the best thing ever. And they only had to do it one time, and then they never did it again. And like will drop their addictions, like get over like terrible habits, get over PTSD, and or able to move through it more peacefully. And I think it's so amazing to see stuff like that being embraced. One that I'm seeing pushed a little bit that I'm a little nervous about is ketamine. I know that it's a psychedelic as well, and some people do find benefit from it. So I'm open-minded, but I did just hear a story today of somebody who got like 80 ketamine injections and ended up dying, like a slow death, basically. And ketamine is a pharmaceutical drug, as far as I'm understanding. I could be wrong. I think it's like a horse tranquilizer, essentially. But I'm a big cannabis first type person, but I'm more open to the mycology and natural stuff. Even like acid and other psychedelics, I think, haven't really shown in any great conclusive studies to be super harmful and killing lots of people or causing the psychosis that they thought, once upon a time. When I was a kid, they used to tell you if you fucking smoke weed, you'd kill your family, or if you did mushrooms, you'd jump off of a fucking roof, or acid, same thing, you'd fucking drive your car off a bridge or some shit. The shit that they taught us in like DARE and like anti-drug campaigns, you see them occasionally reposted on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. And it's honestly like comical. It's like, what the fuck? Like, this is real? And then you like Google it, and it's like, yeah, sure enough, that was a fucking real advertisement that they actually played. It's like, what the fuck? The ones that really get me are the ones that are like marijuana, not even once. Those are almost always hilarious. They're like, they basically just make these actors go through some portrayal of something, basically saying like, oh, they tried pot, and then maybe they'll like kill their mom and dog or something, or like some crazy ass shit. And it's like, the acting is usually pretty bad, and the premises are usually really hacky, because anybody who knows anybody who uses cannabis realizes like that's not what it does. Fucking this show's proof. We've done what, almost 1,000 episodes of, definitely over 1,000 with all the different, individual interviews, We Nerd Worlds, Wormholes, and all that. And pretty sure I haven't seen a single violent action like any of the things that I was just describing in the advertisement. So, yeah, those things aged like sour milk.
All right, guys, I'm going to jump out, but thanks for going early again, Eagle. I appreciate it, man. Really nice talking with you, Jack.
You as well, Bingus. Great seeing you.
Chat room, always good to see all of y'all. Peace.
Peace. Thank you for popping in, Bingus.
All right, brother.
What's up, Mr. Jack? It's been a while.
Slow and steady, man. It's been busy. Been very busy, working a lot. I'm up to like 10 or 11 different individuals I'm working with now. Working on my second book, which has been a long time in the works, 50 Strains of Purple. Recently released the 12 Punch F3 seeds. So been fulfilling the orders for the people that put those in, US growers. But right now, I'm excited. I popped some Vortex Project V from Spartan Grown. They're like an F2 open pollination. And he had a 5-pack, and basically I think he had 2 males and like 3 females, and let them all pollinate each other. And I popped 5 of those. All 5 of them popped. They came up really strong and healthy. Got my sex test in the mail, going to Farmer Freeman to see who are the boys and who are the girls. I want to know really early. They're still in solo cups, and they've just got a few nodes. So in my small ass setup, my veg space is like the little clone trays. It's like, I want to say maybe 12 by 24 or something like that. Maybe not even that much. I think it's smaller than that. What's the size of a clone tray? I'm tripping. Is it like,
Let's say like
12,
14 by 20 or something like that.
14 by 20?
Yeah. something like that.
Whatever it is, that's like I have my solo cups in there, and then once I figure out who are the females, I've got like 8 plants right now, and then I will pot up the best 3 females. So they're regular, so roughly 4 of them will be females, maybe less, maybe more. And then once I get the sex test results back, I'm like, oh, okay, numbers 1, 2, and 5 are female, so there's my 3. But sometimes there's only 1 or 2. Sometimes maybe it's all 8. You never fucking know. Can get lucky. I was a little sad because my last original pack, I came on a few weeks back and was going through all my seeds and kind of choosing what I wanted to pop next. My last original pack that I got from Subcool while he was still alive was Jack's Cleaner 2. And it was a 5-pack. And 0 for 5 germination, man. I was heartbroken.
Yeah, dude, that was kind of a known thing with Joe X2. Yeah,
It could have been how I stored them. They were a little bit older. And the other thing, like the last pack, this was probably because I bought it from somebody third party, but I had a Chernobyl. The first time I popped Chernobyl that I bought at the same time that I bought the Jack's Cleaner, all of them popped. I grew them. I got a fucking killer pheno. It was just like Slimer, just like fucking Golden Ticket. I should have kept it. I'm a fucking idiot for not keeping it. But that being said, all 5 of them popped. I only got 1 female, and that 1 female was absolutely killer. But the second time I popped them was a third-party pack from some random guy I won't even name that I bought on Instagram, and 0 for 5 popped. So my last Chernobyl was 0 for 5, and then my last Jack's Cleaner 2 was 0 for 5. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but my buddy Zion Lion NorCal hooked me up with Jack the Ripper across to Pineapple Fields, or it was Pineapple Fields across to Jack the Ripper as the male, and also some Zest OG to Jack the Ripper. And so I've got a couple of those going alongside Spartan's F2s. Welcome in, Green Fingers. Good to see you again, buddy. It's been a while, at least for me. I know you're here all the time, buddy. Good to see you.
Cheers, guys. My air conditioner's on, so I could barely hear you guys, but I turned one fan off already. It'll kick off in a second.
I'll speak up so that you can hear me. I know my new headphones, I was listening back the other day, and my voice actually doesn't come through super loud when I wear these, so I'll just enunciate a little better. I'll say it with my chest.
What are you guys smoking?
Blue Dream. Classic.
Purple Punch and Northern Lights.
Purple Punch got any punch to it? Just kidding.
It was pretty good. Makes me fucking sleepy.
I know I don't like weed that makes me tired anymore. All day long I've been sleeping. Like, I gotta trim. I can't sleep, dude. I think this is Tino's Wop cookies. I'm not sure. I just pulled it off a nug. I thought I should look at it better in the light. I mean, off a branch, off a nug.
Blue Dream is like nice because you could sleep on it if you wanted, but it's pretty stimulating. It's kind of like my flow state weed. I'm too uppity for like a true sativa. So the fact that it's got a little blueberry in there to calm it down, and it's got a shit ton of pinene, it just keeps me so focused. It gives me some good pain relief. Oh, I fucking love this shit. It's good stuff. It's not super potent, but it lasts long.
The SFV OG. Now that I'm shouldn't be smoking it. That's pretty good.
I love SFV OG. Some gas.
1 day cure, no cure. It's straight on the fucking right off the branch.
OGs are best fresh, I think. That's where they're the gassiest. They get a little bit more like lemony, earthy, piney later.
There's a little earth to this one, little dirty earth kind of smell. Bad breath in the jar. I'm like, whoa. But once it comes out of there, it just turns to earth. It's not really bad breath, I guess. Hard to describe.
I'll never get tired of OG. Basically, all the OGs I've tried have been fucking good.
Yeah, it's got that dank smell.
And this is good medicine. Like, I've got a lot of pain. My hands are fucked up. My back's fucked up. My neck's fucked up. So I just certainly enjoy good pain relief without any of the risks of other pain relievers.
Yeah, I like the stress-free feeling of the Blue Dream. That's what I'm trying to find, that carefree feeling kind of in my head. Everything else is fine. I can deal with the body pains or whatever. I'm just trying to find something that works for my head.
If you can look for raspberry diesel, that one for me is like the stress murderer. Sour diesel used to, I can't really find good real sour anymore. But this raspberry diesel from Humboldt Seed Organization that my mentor grew, this shit was so good, man. Like nothing could bother you. Like it was just like water off a fucking duck's bag. Like the sun shined a little brighter when you smoked the shit. It's just like, oh, that shit was just like, it brought you peace, but it brought you like light and energy and focus, man. It was good smoke. Tasted good high. Talking about dank earlier, I wrote it in the chat, but I think dank means it smells good, like strong. It tastes good, like as in it is like a cannabis taste. It doesn't have to taste good necessarily. It might be gassy, it might be funky, it might be garlicky. Not like good in a traditional sense. But then most importantly, number 3, it's fucking strong. Dank means it's strong as fuck. It gets you high. Like you can smoke one bowl and you're gonna be feeling it. You might take one hit and leave that bowl for a little while because it is dank as fuck. You're like, oh shit, I felt that as I pulled the bowl, as I inhaled, I felt it in my fucking mind. I felt the fucking head change immediately. That's dank.
That's dank. On the dry pool, out of a joint, you got, oh, I got a head change from the fucking dry pool. What the fuck? Like that's when you know it's really fucking fire, bro. Before you like it.
I don't know about the 9 to 5 lately, or I've been enjoying about the 9 to 5 is fucking not smoking all fucking day. Not that that's not the part, but it's like coming home
That first
at
one.
the end of the day, yeah, fucking 10 hours, no smoking all night, and then 10 hours of work and coming home and smoking that first one. It's fucking pulled back my fucking tolerance a shitload. You know what I mean? From smoking all day.
1 day tolerance break, bro. Yeah, you could smoke all day long and then you have to fucking have a few hours off even. Just like one shift, one fucking 3-hour shift. I could come home and you get way more lit off that first hit. Oh, it's worth that for sure. I still try to get medicated while I can, but the last thing I'll say about dank, and then I actually got to run, is I think when you smell a jar and you involuntarily say something out loud, like usually for me, and I'm not even religious, but I'll say like, oh my God, when I open it and it smells really fucking good, it's just like, I can't help myself. It's involuntary. I'm just like, wow, or like, holy shit. Or like, I don't know, there's a video of Frenchie Canole smelling some of Brandon's Limerilla and he's like, ooh la la. Or Tommy Chong, when he smelled my Chernobyl or Strawberry Daiquiri, he was just like, like he like picked his head up and like looked around, like, what is this? And, like looked at it again. And yeah, definitely dank reveals itself to those who know what it is. But with that said, peace and love, Eagle. It's good to be back for a little bit. And much love. I love you guys. It's great being here. Great seeing you, Robert. Great seeing you, Eagle. Hopefully I could be back a little bit more. I think there's all this rain and shit, pollen. It's been fucking, I don't know if I have allergies or if it's just from this year or whatever, but my ear's been a little fucked up. So I've been dealing with that. And so that has kind of kept me away a little bit, but I'm back on the shows now. I'm happy to be here and happy to fucking chill with y'all for a little bit. And I'll catch you hopefully soon. Peace and love, Eagle. Catch you on the next one. Good seeing you as well.
Ear feels better, my friend.
Thank you.
What up, green fingers?
Not much. Right when I can't talk when I smoke this weed. That's why I said I probably shouldn't be smoking this weed. You caught me on a hit. Not much. Just smelling the pork that I'm cooking. I don't usually eat pork, but
Why? Pork?
they're too intelligent.
The dirty animal and all that shit.
No, they're too smart. They're too smart.
Pork?
Well, I'll send you a video of this thing that I saw. It's like shows you like how they could be are related to us. Fucking made me not want to eat this shit no more. I was like, damn, we could be related to these fucks. I'm gonna eat this one and enjoy this last one.
That mean no bacon?
right? I say bacon doesn't count though.
No, bacon counts. That's the worst. That's the dirtiest part of the animal. That's fucking pork belly. That drags in the shit and the muck of the dirt all fucking day.
Yeah, I don't really like it. I only eat it when I feel like something wrong with me.
Oh,
Like I feel wrong. I need some bacon. Like today's a bad day. I could eat that. Try to go kosher. Eat the clean parts of the animal. If that's even a thing.
I don't know. I ain't me some pork. I throw down on that shit.
Yeah. I just feel away now. Some type of way. I could eat beef all day. Sad. Or cows.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy burger. I enjoy a fucking steak, but man, I take some time off of fucking eating, that kind of shit, which I have been lately. Red meat fucking bind me up like crazy. Fucking, I eat a ton of chicken though, man. A ton of chicken.
Smoke the seed out of that fucking SFE. Guess it got some extra pollen on it from the banana god or the lemon tree times sky colored kush, but I just smoked one, which sucks. I pulled the cherry out and I got dirty fingers trying to save it.
Don't save it. Holy shit, man.
Seeds.
Giant grasses with mountain oysters. You eat that mountain oysters, man. I ain't eating no balls. I eat big, but I ain't eating no balls now.
That's a whole different. We're talking like gross shit and like tripas was the grossest thing I've eaten. The milk intestine to the cow, I guess, when it still got the milk left inside of it.
Uh,
Like you go fucking take a bite of it and the curdles kind of come out. It's like some people like it, some people don't. I like it washed out usually. Extra crispy.
I've never tried it, but I'm gonna throw myself in the don't category. Even though I have like menudo and that's like beef tripe and beef stomach and shit. That
Yeah,
shit.
it's like the belly lining. Yeah, that's different though. Like when it still got the milk inside of it, like that's the weird part.
I ate beef tongue.
Lingua all the time. They take off the tongue, the taste buds, so you don't really see it. And once you quarter it, cube it down to nothing, it's looks like it's steak. You know? People just trip off of the funniest shit. Once it's prepared, it's prepared. It's like a chicken or a cow. Like it's an animal first, but once it's prepared, you're gonna eat the shit. Like, oh fuck, I wouldn't eat that beautiful animal. Once you smell that steak on the grill, everybody's stomach goes, bro. Like, oh, somebody's cooking it. It's not mine. Damn. Yeah, I think horse would be delicious. Heard a lot of good stuff about horse.
Yeah, shit. You can eat a horse steak in Canada.
Yeah, you could go to Korea, watch a fight, and eat them. That's the fucked up part.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, well, they're willing to fight to the death. That's the fucked up thing. Horses will literally look at another horse and be like, "Fuck you, I don't like you," and like fight the other one to the death without even like having to try. That's why you have to separate them, like rip each other's ears off. Watch the full horse fight suck. Trying to stop it, you can't stop it. You're a little human. It's like you better hope that they look you in the eyes and like feel some type of way when they look at you. They don't. Like, yeah, they turn into animals, full fledged. They got a lot of smartness though. Like they will stop a fight if you tell them to stop in the right way. Otherwise, they take it personal and they hold it, let it get worse and worse. And that resentment when a horse built that stuff up. Oh, hell no, bro. Literally had to separate them 3 pins away after the first fight I saw. Such those two weren't gonna stop. Terrifying. I had to flip these pork chops. Holy shit. I'm still right here. I just got here. Right behind that phone, 2 feet. Oh, burn them. Extra crisp.
Holy fuck, man. Ugh.
Days getting longer out here.
The days are longer. Fuck, man. I worked 20 hours the last 2 days. 20 hours the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It's a change. Feels good though. Oh,
Let's try to hold it. Sorry.
fucking crack my back. Oh man. I used to make the kids walk on my back the whole fucking time. I'd be like, all right, it's time. Tell Green Fingers to press a stab into the back of the head on vacation. Yeah. Nice more right there. And went up.
Yeah, I got to get them the device. So I could read chat. Supposed to have my phone last week. Shit didn't happen.
But come.
Funds. I got no job.
Oh, could you hear that? Damn, that fucking was loud.
It's fucking, thought I heard a whole bunch of popping.
Probably did.
After he said that was loud, I heard like more popping.
Look, I need to go to a chiropractor and just be fucking twisted.
I don't trust that shit. I like the ones with the mallets, the little fucking. Those guys get in there good. Fucking watch the Action Bronson one, and the one of the wrestlers I can't remember. I think the Big Show. I got in there and got his back, cracked him with a big old mallet.
You know what's the best is would probably be the fucking cheapest. It's the cupping. You
Oh,
ever-
hell no, bro. I ain't into that shit. I don't need hickeys on my back. Okay. It's gross. Pulls all that blood to the surface so fast.
Man, that shit works. I had a fucked up shoulder one time, and my friend's girl does that shit. And she's like, "You want me to fucking try to see if I can get that out?" I'm like, "Sure." Fucking that thing went from fucking killing to fucking feeling pretty fucking good. No time, less than fucking 10 minutes. There was some fucking there. Obviously, it's funny because now you when you had that done, now you see that shit. I see fucking like MMA fighters all the time. And that shit. I'm like, man, that fucker just got cupped and shit.
Yeah. I'm not down with that. I don't like how that looks. Just the look makes me fucking woozy kind of. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm good with blood and everything. But that fucking bubbles on your back kind of. Oh god damn. I don't know why it makes me feel some type of way.
If you're that sore and pain, you won't give two fucks about the fucking marks on your back.
I can deal with the pain. There's fucking I like pain. That's the whole problem. Like good flogging, fucking fucking
Yeah.
like that sting every step. If I don't sting after I work out, I didn't work out. I'm like, that didn't count yesterday. What I did yesterday didn't count because I'm not sore today. Super sore. So I want to not be able to move almost sore. I was like, ooh. So didn't count. Didn't count unless I hurt the next day.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I like to feel that soreness the next day.
Fly hit my neck. I don't know. These flies haven't even nasty running into me. Thought it was one giant fly. It's two of them. They went away fast. Fast. Having fun.
Shit, I'm still gonna fucking take a shower and hit the fucking gym, yeah. And I might be back. I might be back in later. I don't know. Been a long fucking few days, like I said. Fuck, I didn't even get the chance. I almost fired up the show from the job. Fucking, I'm like, oh shit, it's almost 9 o'clock. I gotta go.
Just check the time. It's almost 8 o'clock here.
Oh, Cali time.
So you're gonna hit the gym right now?
Yeah, here in a minute.
So this is the 10-minute warning or what? 5-minute warning?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking I watched the thing. I was trying to send you the link. I think Vice had a new special out of like America's like dying lakes or fucking some shit like that. And they fucking were talking.
most toxic places, or is it the other one? I saw the most toxic places. I'm not sure if that's no different one. Another one. It's a brand new one. Yeah, this one's from a few years ago, so I haven't looked lately. I'll have to check it out. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. My pork chops are calling me. Fucking.
You frying them bitches? Hot sauce?
Yeah, I fried them. They're done already. They're in the wok, sitting there staring at me. I could just see the stove right here if I stand.
What about soy sauce? Soy sauce is good on pork. Just fucking soaking in some soy.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put just salt. Might just hit it with some sriracha or something. Got all those other hot sauces.
Nice.
Fucking smells too good in here. All right. On that note, everybody go plant some seeds. Eagle, go get sore. That sounded weird. Go work out till you can't work out no more. That sounded even weirder. Have a good gym session. I'm gonna probably work out after or before I eat. Not sure. Gotta do something. All right. Peace out.
Good one, brother. Enjoy those chops.
Yeah, I'm gonna push them wrong, but peace out.
Hey, that peace out. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in to this late and rushed early weed nerd world. There's a possibility that I may be back after the gym, but man, I need to get a shower, hit the gym, relax for a few. And then once I do that, who knows? We may hang again. But if not, please take time out to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, thank you, Smiley, Jack, Bengus, Green Fingers, Mr. Green Fingers. I think that was everybody. Yes, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out. I greatly appreciate all of you guys, both the people that hung out tonight and the people that were in chat. Love you. I'll see you in a bit.